Hello and welcome to your yoga qigong movement practice for today. Today's practice is all about getting up and moving. I might just call this get moving. So one of the things we do know is that as you age, you need to keep moving. If you want to maintain both your physical and your mental health, movement is the medicine. So get moving is what this is all about. So get on your mat and let's get started. Enjoy your practice. So as you come to your mat in a standing position, have your feet a little bit separated, your knees a little bit soft, sort of like you're relaxing onto, I don't know, a horse or something, nicely just rooted down, nice and soft. And take a big inhale, palms a little bit forwards. Exhale, close your eyes. This is called Wu Chi stance or emptiness stance. So the first practice is to simply feel that sense of heaviness, the sense of rootedness, the sense of emptiness, a readiness to fill our cup, as it were, with the practices ahead. So just feeling comfortably empty and arriving into this form. Notice what's going on internally for you, mentally, physically, emotionally. How's it going today? And then to set our intention, slowly open up your eyes. And as you inhale, swoop your hands wide. And it's here we're gathering up and clearing up all the negative stuff in our lives or things that are blocking our way. So anything that's in your way, just pick it up and wash it down and out, clearing out anything that stands in your way of your practice today. And then inhale, gather up all the positivity, the brightness, the lightness, everything that you need in your life, in your practice. Wash that down the front of your body. And a third inhale, regathering and bringing all of that goodness up and then sealing it in as we wash our hands down the front of our body, letting your hands rest on your lower abdomen. And close your eyes again and sensing into all that you need. What is your intention today? Inviting in that to your practice. And then starting from that clarity of intention, again, open your eyes and take one big inhale, hands up. And one long exhale. We'll take our hands to our upper chest or our shoulders and just move our neck. So move your right ear towards your right shoulder, lifting the left ear up. Movements of the neck, come up and over, go the other way. So left ear to left shoulder, right ear up, right shoulder down. Just a few times side to side, opening up the sides of your neck slowly, side to side. And then pause in the middle and look over your right shoulder and then over your left shoulder, keeping your shoulders down a few times, rotating our neck here. And then come back through center and up and down we go. Lift your chin up, maybe a little movement of your chin, and then drop your chin down. Keep your spine nice and straight. Feel this through the back of your neck. A few times up and back and down and in. And one more time, up and back and down and in. Release your hands, maybe roll your neck one way and the other way. And then roll your shoulders back and around a few times, forwards and around a few times, and then alternating, putting a little bit of a movement into the upper body as we bring the arms around. One at a time and backwards, one at a time. This sort of wakes up the rib cage a little bit. From there, pause, bring both hands up overhead, and here we'll interlace your fingers and point your index fingers. Reach up nice and tall, and over to the right we go, finding an extension through the side of the body. Left side of the body is stretching. Inhale up, exhale over to the right. A little bit of a pull with your left hand. Inhale up. Exhale over to the right. Hips probably swaying a bit. That's okay. Inhale up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. And just pause here. Find that good sense of extension through the left side of the body. Even take your left rib cage and move it to the upper left, finding that nice opening through the left lung, the intercostals, the serratus muscles. Finding a few breaths there. Don't hold your breath. That'd be a bad idea. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, go to the left. Find the extension on the right side of your body. And again, right rib cage moving up to the right. Finding that nice sense of opening through the ribs. Yum. Inhale up. So we're moving through your spine is what we're up to right now. Bring your hands to your heart. From here, take a big inhale. As you exhale, start turning to your right. Extend your hands out, palms face up, and really roll those thumbs open. Look to the back right. And then inhale back to center, hands touch in prayer. Exhale, twist left, rolling your thumbs open, palms face up, look back. Again, inhale, center. Exhale, twist right, stretch right through your fingertips. Inhale, center. You might get a bit of a nervy sensation. This is a nerve glide as well. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right and pause this time as we twist to the right. Notice that your right hip is probably dragging back a little bit. Try to sustain the twist, but bring your right hip more forwards. This will accentuate the twist in your spine, but not so much as you're cramping. So find a place where you can bring that right hip subtly forwards. Inhale back to center, and one more time to the left. Extend through the hands, palms face up. Really reach, and notice that left hip wants to come back. Bring it forwards as you look back, accentuating the twist in your spine. Inhale back to center, and then pause. Bring your hands up behind your head. As you inhale, lift your heart, look up. As you exhale, elbows forwards, tuck your chin, a little bend in your knees, round your upper back. Inhale to open up, so forwards and backwards bending. Exhale to round, elbows forwards, little tug. Inhale up, and exhale, round it in. Nice. We won't linger. Inhale, hands up, and exhale, start to just go side to side a few times. Tapping on the doors of life, it's called. Tapping on your shoulder, your kidney as you go side to side. Just a final juicing up of our spinal column. Now we'll move into our hips and warming up the lower body. Your hands relaxed, feet a little bit separated. Swinging a blanket over the ocean. Inhale, swoop your hands forwards as you sit down. And then exhale, stand up. A nice sort of smooth motion through the wrists. Inhale, flinging the hands forwards. Exhale, rising up. A few times like that. Inhale, sitting down, hands forwards. Exhale, rising up. And again, inhale and exhale. And on this one, we'll inhale, sit down and pause. Sitting into this dreaded chair pose, nice lift through the heart. And moving now into what's called swimming bear. We swoop our hands forwards as we're inhaling and stand up. Your hands are still palms face up way behind you. Now turn them, keeping the palms face up, turn them forwards and sit down. This will make sense after a few iterations. So inhale, swoop like a breaststroke, stand up. And exhale, sit down, palms face up and forwards. Moving through your shoulders is what we're up to. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, sit down. And again, inhale, swoop. And exhale, sit down and pause here, making an offering of your practice. So metaphorically, at least, here's the fruits of my practice so far. Hope you like them. So finding that sense of comfort in the face of effort. Lovely. Inhale, swoop. And exhale, just stay standing up. Take your heels a little wider, toes turned inwards. Very similar to flinging a blanket over the ocean, but here we're moving in and out of what's called goat pose. So inhale, hands come forwards, knees touch. And feel the weight coming forwards a little bit. Knees are even beyond your toes, but heels stay down. Sit down a little bit further, but try to rock the weight strongly forwards as your knees squeeze together, getting the heads of our ankles and the calves a nice stretch. Let's stand up. Sit down, knees forwards strongly, bum sticks out, come up. And again, sit down and linger here in this goat pose. Being a Capricorn, I know all about goats. Beautiful. And then slowly, let's stand up. Pivot on your heels so your toes are about at the edge of the mat, heels turned in. And here we'll inhale your hands up overhead and exhale, sit down with your hands towards your heart. A little bit of a squat. Inhale, stand up, hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, sit down, hands at the heart. Only going so far as is comfortable for your knees. Inhale up. Exhale down. And one more time, you can do it. Inhale up. And exhale all the way down. Linger here wherever you're at. Trying to find a place where maybe you can get your arms inside your knees. Press your knees into your arms into your knees. You may be up higher or down lower, wherever it is. But a good sense of squeezing your knees in towards your arms. Pause, but keep squeezing. And now, for the fun part, take your knees away from your arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then squeeze your knees into your arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and repeat. Knees away from your arms, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and together squeeze, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Bring your hands forwards in front of you. Lift your bum up. Nice. And then walk your feet in nice and close. Let your heels touch, feet a little bit, or toes a bit separated, and then come down onto your knees. So we got our toes tucked, heels touching, knees wide, and walk your hands back and come up into this shape. This is called Keiza, or sword fighter stance. And now we're working into your toes and the arch of your foot. There might be a little bit of movement here. Also, if it's too painful, well, don't do it. Just put your toes flat. Or trying to wake up your toes just a little bit here. Nice. And then slowly come forwards, unfurl those poor toes, and bang your feet against the mat, just waking up the tops of your feet. We're now in tabletop position. Looks like I forgot to ring the chimes at the start of our practice. That's okay. So from tabletop position, a few undulations of the spine in cat-cow. So as you inhale, tail lifts, heart extends, gaze forwards. And I like to move from the base of the spine first. As you exhale, tuck your tail, draw your abdomen in, draw your chest in, tuck your chin, really press. 2 more times. Inhale, tail lifts, belly drops, heart forwards, gaze forwards. Exhale, tuck your tail, belly in, chest in, chin tucks, press. And again, inhaling to extension of the spine, and exhale to flex your spine. Nice. Inhale back to a neutral position, pause, and now take your right hand a little bit more into the middle of your mat, and step your left or right foot, right foot outside your right hand. So we got right foot, right hand, left hand on the mat here. And go forwards and backwards, offering a little bit of a compression into your right ankle as you bring your knee forwards and back a few times. If there's a crankiness in your back knee, you could always use a pillow or something like that underneath your knee for a bit of support. So a few times backwards and forwards. This is sort of massaging your hip socket and your ankle, even your knee a little bit. And then pause from this place. Take your left hand off onto the floor, just off your mat, pointing away from you a bit. And then take your right hand onto your inner right knee. And maybe you roll onto the outer edge of your right foot, maybe. And find this sense of external rotation of your right hip. Nice sense of support in that left hand. So see how far you can go here without too much pressure from the right hand. The right hand is just there to kind of help it stay there. And we'll just linger here for several breaths as our body adapts to the shape. It could be challenging. Bottom wrist might be a little bit achy. This is where we could use a block, perhaps. And now, see where your knee is? Without using your hand, try to take your knee further away from you strongly for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place your hand on your knee, and without letting the knee come back, press your knee into your hand for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my. Let your foot come flat. Walk your hands in. Step that right leg back. And then keeping your hands strongly forwards, just let your bum sink back. Keep your head lifted. Sort of a half child's pose, sinking into our hips, but keeping the arms forwards and head lifted. Oh yeah, I feel that in my shoulder blades actually. And then come on back up. Bring your left hand in a little bit. Step your left foot outside, the left hand. Pause here, and then forwards and backwards a few times, compressing your left ankle, mobilizing the left hip. There could be other kinds of movements, maybe a little bit more circular. We didn't do that on the other side, but just a gentle movement will help to mobilize your joints here a little bit more. So a few times, back and forwards. And then we'll take your right hand off onto the floor, lean against it. Maybe find, like I didn't show this, but maybe it's a block over on the side to rest against, something like that. And then left hand inside your left knee, a little bit of pressure, maybe roll to the outside edge of your left foot. And then we're seeing where your knee can get to without too much pressure. We're just letting your body find its so-called active range of motion. Sustain that for a few breaths as your body adapts to the place. And then, once we're sort of adapted, try to take your knee further away from you without using your hands. So take it further away, really activate the muscles. 5, 4, oh goodness, 3, 2, and then 1. Place your hand on your knee and drive your knee into your hand without letting the knee win for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Hands come back in, foot flat, step that left leg back, knees wide. This time we'll take full child's pose. Sink your bum down, knees nice and wide, hands forwards. Maybe you melt your heart down to the mat, chin on the mat, or forehead on the mat. Taking a few breaths there and really sinking into your hips, letting things open or soften or receive the effort that we've done so far. Yum, feels good. And now let's slowly come forwards again onto our hands and knees. Walk your hands back so that you're seated at the back of your mat, and from your seat, we'll swing your legs out front. Give your legs a little bit of a shake just to dissipate any tension that might have arisen in your knees here. And then lean back and bring your feet about as wide as the mat, and your hands are offering support behind. Go side to side, trying to bring both knees to touch the ground on one side and touch the ground on the other side. So a few times side to side like this. Feeling this, probably outer hips, inner hips as well. A little bit of internal rotation, external rotation, a little bit of adduction and abduction as well. Lots of fun stuff for the hips. And then when you find yourself over towards the left, sit up a bit taller and get your legs, I would say more or less 90 degrees, 90 degrees. So right hip, knee, ankle, 90 degrees, left, same thing. And turn towards that left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Now pressing your right knee down into the ground. Lift your right foot off the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And keep it lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put your ankle down. Press your ankle down now strongly and lift your knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted. Probably this muscle, the hip flexor, complaining for 3, 2, and 1. Drop your knee down. Now consider your entire right shin. Lift your entire right shin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down and go side to side a couple of times just to dissipate any kind of tension in the musculature of your right hip. And then, oh boy, we got to do the other side. So both knees fall over to the right this time. Legs more or less 90-90. Torso turning a bit more towards your right thigh this time. And then we look at our left shin. Press your left knee down. Lift your left foot off the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my goodness, 1. Drop your foot down. Press your ankle down. Lift your knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted. 5, 4. Press that foot down. 3, 2, and 1. Drop your knee down. And now the hard part, your entire shin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it lifted. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. And then back to the side to sides a few times. Side to side. Side to side. Oh yeah. Cross your legs. Bring your hands forwards. Uncross your legs. Tuck your toes. And then just fold over top of your legs. Let your head drape down. Give it a little bit of a shake. And yes, we are indeed going to stand up slowly, maybe using an exhale as you stand up to keep that inter-abdominal pressure. I don't want you passing out. I can't help you. So come standing without passing out. And then again, knock on the doors of life a few times just to wake things up. All right. From here, feet together, hands on your hips, bend your knees, and jump off your mat. Turn your toes out, your heels in, bend your knees, sink down into those hips. We're doing lots of hip work today. And bring your hands forward so your palms are touching one another forwards. Not sure if this would be better seen from the side, but there it is. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, draw your right hand along the inner left arm as you swing your left arm out to the side and pull that right elbow back as you look left. So this is an archer shape. And then as you inhale, bring both hands forwards and straighten your legs so your palms touch. Again, this makes sense after a few tries. Big inhale, and then exhale, begin bending your knees. Draw your left hand along the inner right arm, and left elbow pulls back like you're pulling a bow. Inhale, centering, straightening your legs. Exhale, right arm swoops along the inner left arm. Pull that elbow back. Inhale to stand up. Exhale to pull the bow to the right. It's making sense now, right? Inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Let's do one more at your own pace. Each side. Left. And right. Yum. Back to center. Hands come down to your hips. Square up your toes. Bend your knees. Jump quietly onto your mat. Again, a little bit of side to side. From here, it's always useful to test our balance just a little bit. So begin by bouncing a bit, feeling your feet really rooting into the mat, and then pause, and we'll go into tree pose. So we externally rotate your right hip by turning your foot out to the side, but find that rooting quality in your left leg, and bring your right foot up somewhere on your left leg. So it could be ankle, calf, could be knee, upper thigh. And ideally, you're trying to place your foot without using your hands. And this helps to build your active range of motion. So press your foot to your leg, leg to foot. Knee moves away from you as you create that pressure. And then you connect from foot to pelvis, from pelvis to heart, and from heart to the heavens. Up we go. Ta-da! And maybe you wobble and fall down. No big deal. That's actually a good thing. That means you're discovering new neurological pathways. You're letting the brain, body navigate something new and different. That's great. So wobbles are your friend. Be okay with the wobbles here. Press foot to leg, leg to foot. Find that extension. Maybe you'll look up if it's not wobbly enough for you. Tree pose. Find your breath. Find your balance. Focus. Nice big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your knee forwards. And exhale, just let it all go. Again, root into that right foot. First of all, right leg all the way up to your hip. Externally rotate your left hip. And then place your left foot somewhere on the inner right leg. I'm challenged by slippery pants today. So slippery pants, not your friend, typically. Press your leg to your foot to your leg, hands to your heart, and then hands reach up. So we're connecting like a magnetic pole from the center of the earth all the way up through your body, up to your fingertips, reaching to the heavens. So connecting heaven and earth through this one fine body of yours. Find your breath. Find your balance, find your focus. Nice big inhale. Long exhale as you bring your hands to your heart. And then inhale your knee forwards and exhale, bring your foot down. Give it a little bit of a shake. Inhale, hands up, and exhale, fold all the way forwards. Walk your hands up the mat and your feet back. So finding this plank shape, if it's too challenging, drop your knees down. And from whichever shape you've taken, simply lie down on the mat. And keep your hands pretty much by your shoulders, elbows lifted. And right away, squeeze your feet together. Try to move your knees towards one another and knees hovering a bit even. Inhale up into Cobra. So Cobra, your elbows stay bent and they move towards your ribs. You send your heart forwards. Find that good sense of extension. Exhale, come down, but stay active in your hands. Inhale, come up. And as you exhale this time, look over your right shoulder, left shoulder drops, twisting your upper back. Inhale to center. Exhale, look left. Twist that upper back. Inhale, center, and exhale, lie down. Here we'll overlap your hands, flare your elbows, and just place your forehead on your hands. Take a few breaths. If you're out of breath, breathe. It's always a good idea. Nice and calm breaths, nice and calm breaths. And then one more movement for your spine. Place your chin on the mat. Take your hands beside your bum, palms face the ground. So arms are straight and beside your body. Zip your legs together and then inhale, lift your legs, your torso, your hands, fly. This is called locust pose or Savasana. Find a few breaths here. If you like, you can carry this through to Dhanurasana, bow pose if you like, but just stay lifted, stay lifted, stay lifted. And then slowly, hands forwards, knees go a bit wider. Up and over we go to child's pose again. Hands forwards, head down, and relaxing into this shape in whatever way suits you. Take a few breaths there. And again, slowly, slowly begin to sit up. As you come to your seat, we'll swing your legs out front again, coming onto our bums. And we'll bring the bottoms of your feet together. Knees wide. Your hands can be wherever they can be. So it could be on your shins, ankles, feet. Let your knees butterfly up and down a few times. And then pause. Keep your feet pressing into one another. And now without using your hands, try to drive your knees more towards the ground. Strongly, knees towards the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now place your hands or your elbows on your knees and try to drive your knees into your hands, but don't let the knees win for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Bring your knees back up. Give yourself a bit of a hug, a bit of a squeeze. And then from about the middle of your mat, lie down on your back. Nice. And here, we'll place your feet on your mat and just take your legs side to side a few times. Nice. We're on our backs, which I like. But this has been all about just moving, right? Get moving. That's what we need to do in order to basically remain healthy. It doesn't take much. It just takes a bit of movement every day and you'll be on your way. So pause here. And from here, walk your feet in until you can just touch your heels with your fingertips. And I like in this variation to press my elbows beside my ribs, palms facing one another, or so-called robot arms. And then press with your elbows and your feet. Lift your bum up. You'll notice your glutes activating, outer thighs, inner thighs, everything just nicely active. Now balance your pelvis, so don't let your pelvic bones move. Just extend your right leg, point your right toe straight out away from you. Try to find your balance. And then bring that foot in, balance on your right foot, extend the left leg, point your left toe, sustain that extension. Nice. And then bring that foot in. And then very slowly, very purposefully unwind your spine down to the mat. Nice. Drop your hands down, and now we'll repeat just a couple of times. This time, as we push with our feet and lift your bum, take your arms way up overhead, backs of your hands touch the ground. And as you exhale, unwind your spine back down. Do that 2 more times. So gently unfurling your spine, trying to feel each part of the spine touching the mat. And exhale, unwind. And last time, here it comes, inhale. Unwinding the spine, spinal segmentation, and exhaling, lying back down. Nice. Flip-flop your legs side to side a couple times. And then bring your feet to touch, still with your knees bent. Shift your hips a little bit over to the left and drop your knees over to the right. I like to use my right hand to hold the knees down, but you could maybe wedge something between your knees if they're not touching. That works as well. Left hand extends out to the left as you gaze to the left, and then just sink into a place of repose, a place of comfort. And allow your breath to be nice and slow, nice and even. Relax through your face, your neck, your shoulders. Try to dissipate any sort of quivering sensations in your knees, your arms. Just relax. Feel that slow, slow breath. Here we're simply allowing ourselves to sink into what's called this parasympathetic response, where we rest, digest, and heal, or absorbing the benefits of our practice physiologically. Nice. And then slowly unwind back to your back. Stabilize your pelvis. Take a breath or two there. And then go to the other side. Your hips move a little to the right as your knees go to the left. Right arm extends, gaze goes right, and maybe you prop something between your knees or hold your knees down, whatever works for you. And again, finding a place of release and relax, so using your exhale breath to move through any sense of stuckness anywhere in your body or even in your mind. Busy thoughts, just exhale, let yourself be in your body and breathe. Where do you notice the most or the loudest sensation in your body or your mind? And can you soften that thing by exhaling right into it, nice and slowly, sort of letting that thing soften as best you can. Nice. And then let's unwind again. And one final reset for the old nervous system, draining the lymphatic system, both arms, both legs up, and a very slow rotation of your wrists and your ankles in one direction, and then the other direction. And then spread your fingers and toes, squeeze your fingers and toes, spread, squeeze, spread, squeeze. Maybe you can spread, squeeze, and twirl at the same time. And then add a little shake in there. Shake your wrists, shake your ankles, shake your feet, shake it off. This helps to drain that lymphatic system, which doesn't have a circulatory pump. It just relies on movement and gravity. So draining things back towards the heart and the kidneys. And then slowly, hands down, legs down, nice big inhale. And a long exhale, Savasana. Now, just like the twists, this Savasana is very important. It's a key part of your practice. Allowing yourself to remain in stillness helps to bring on that parasympathetic response, helps your body to fully receive and embrace the work that you've done so far. So do take your time here and just relax. If you find it challenging to focus on the tip of your nose and the rise and fall of your breath at the tip of your nose. And remain like this for as long as you need. Typically, several minutes at least would be useful. But finding that slow rise and fall of your breath dissipating any kind of tension that creeps in anywhere. And then from here, feeling the sense of a bright white light around the area of the forehead, a subtle smile on the corners of your lips, a feeling of gratitude, and sending that brightness, that gratitude down and into yourself today for showing up, for doing the work, for taking care of yourself. Well done, well done, well done. Take a nice big inhale. And a long exhale to sigh. And thank you so much, my worldwide friends, for sharing your practice today. It's very supportive what we're doing for each other by showing up. So great to have you here. Have a beautiful day ahead of you. Namaste. I offer these practices for free with the idea that the more people that can do yoga, the better. Thank you, Jane. I'm glad you enjoyed the class. Thank you so much, Natalie, Danica, and Savarna. So I'm offering these classes for free so that people that can't otherwise access yoga have a way to do it and to gain entry to it. But if you have the means, it certainly helps me if you have any kind of donation or offering of gratitude, they'll be graciously accepted. I think, if there's anything that's helped me in this darn lifetime, it's been yoga. Glad you enjoyed it, Maria. Thank you so much, Jane. I do appreciate that, and Isabel. This, by the way, I did record this particular class. So if you enjoyed it and want to do it again, it will be available in a few days via other channels. You can find me elsewhere online, again for free, which is good. Still no donate button, but I do know how to find it. Thank you, Savarna. That's all good. Like I said, it's what's the Pali word? Dana is the practice here. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Isabel. So Dana is this practice of generosity. This is my offering to you, right? This is, yes, Jane, that's correct. Just look for my name. So this is my offering. I have this ability to teach and some context, and so I'm offering that freely out. And Dana, the practice of gratitude, is this reciprocal. When I get benefit from somebody, I try to reciprocate that somehow. That's kind of the idea, and just trusting that works. Thank you, Danica. But again, if you don't have the means, that's fine. Just do the yoga. That you need that. So take that. What else do I want to say? So I'll be back here on Tuesday next week. I try to come on here once a week on Tuesdays at 9:15, offering practices similar to this, but as always, open to suggestions if there's something that you would like. Danica, I'm glad you feel lovely. That's great. From a yogic perspective, all of this kind of movement practices are about dissipating what's called rajasic energies or agitated energies in the body. By moving, we get rid of all the junk and we settle more calmly into ourselves. So recognize that that's what's happened for you, that the movement practices brought you to a sense of more inner calm. And it's very useful to do movement in advance of meditation because you can get rid of that crankiness and then you can sit there more quietly. But anyhow, yakety yacky yak. So lovely to have you all here today. It's great to have so many people on board. It was, 52 Oh, Yoga Nidra, lovely. Enjoy that. Yeah, you should be well positioned to do a nice quiet Yoga Nidra now. That's a lovely next step. All right, I'll be here next week. Maybe I'll see some of you then. And in the meantime, do take care of yourself. Just move. Just get up and move whenever you need to. Whenever you're feeling a bit cranky, just move around a bit. It'll help. Big love. Take care.